Yeah. This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Let's go.
On the show today, we had guests galore. Kitty Flanagan joined us ahead of a new series of Fisk. Check that out.
That
We
was
still
fun.
have one of our guests here. Say hello, Fiona. Yeah.
Hi,
It's Fiona Burton here from Fiona's Fancies. Fiona, who did you used to bake for?
the Queen.
So many questions.
How's
Still
that
feels
for
weird.
How's that for a name drop?
I know.
In your face. Eddie McGuire joins us as well. We talk about sporting sponsorship and the Melbourne Cup as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
A crime at my place. Someone stole a bike and left a bike in its place, and we thought, does that happen quite a lot? Apparently, it does.
The Kings of Leon singer, drummer, who was he?
I think it's a drummer.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to go to a golf club because of his tattoos. And now, instead of being on his bucket list, that golf club is on another list that rhymes with bucket.
Yeah.
And we speak to people who have similarly banned a business.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Exciting times because in the studio right now, please welcome Fiona Burton, who's from Fiona's Fancies.
Hello, Fiona.
A local
Fiona.
business. But Fiona,
Fiona.
the reason we got you in, you know why we got you in.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
tell everyone who you used to work for, Fiona.
So I used to work for the Queen. How cool does that sound?
You
That
were,
sounds
you
amazing.
were a royal baker.
I was, well, royal pastry chef.
Okay, talk to us. How does that come about?
Wow, right place, right time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in France.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get used to this chair, right?
I'm going to push you in. Get
Expecting
on.
to
Get
come
on.
in and go straight on.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, there's no warm-ups here,
We
mate.
don't muck around.
No, we don't muck
No
around.
coffee, nothing.
No.
No, I know.
I heard that one.
We got cutbacks.
Right, okay.
So you started doing your apprenticeship, and
No,
then
I didn't. No, so
Oh.
I trained full time in a TAFE situation,
Yep.
but worked in the industry. So I had 2 jobs and I was training. Now, when I say training, I was doing 3 courses at the same time. So I was
Yeah, right.
learning bakery, patisserie, and cake decorating.
Wow.
So I don't even know now how I did it.
Yes.
Then I went to France and I went to define my skills because that's where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially living over there.
Yep.
They're the best.
Yeah, that's right. Just making croissants every day.
Yeah. A lot of croissants.
Yes.
And then, just got a phone call and do you want this opportunity? And it's like,
So how did they know about you? How did...
it was a past lecturer that had
Yeah,
put my
right.
name forward.
What?
And
You must
that's
have been
it.
amazing.
And that was
though.
it. So, okay,
it.
so you get a call, with the Buckingham Palace sniffing around. What's the process then? What happened?
I had to go through lots of checks.
Yes.
And the checks go into your family
Yeah.
and back and back and back.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
you know, people have passed on. and I
Boyfriends,
don't know.
girlfriends, friends, family, cousins,
Everything.
animals.
Everything.
If you've ever met a corgi, yeah,
Yes.
the whole lot.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, it took nearly 12 months for all that.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I just stuck it out in France.
Honing
and
your skills.
waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Waiting and waiting. And not really sure if I was going to get
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, and then
And
I'm
then I got a
guessing
call.
a call because I would have thought the town crier would have brought
Yes,
on a
or-
scroll
yes.
or something. Fiona Burton.
Royal decree.
And I love that.
So you end up in the team, inside the kitchen and stuff like that. So how does your
Yeah.
working day then proceed?
Well, I went from Buckingham Palace to Windsor Castle. So that
Yes.
was I was backwards and forwards. So when I was in Buckingham, I lived in Buckingham Palace. When I was at Windsor, I lived in the castle. I mean, it's surreal.
So when you say
isn't it?
lived in, what
I
are the
lived.
what are the staff quarters like?
Well, if I take you to Windsor Castle, it's like a horseshoe shape sort of
Yes.
thing.
Right.
Yep.
So on the right-hand side is where the royals live.
Yep.
Yes.
And then on the left-hand side is where we
staff.
live,
Staff live. Yeah.
which overlooks the right-hand side.
yeah. So you're looking at the royal family,
But
my
you're
God.
looking. So it's not like you're in a
and conversely,
caged area.
they're looking at you.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So you have your own bedroom, almost like your lounge in your bedroom. I forgot what they
Yeah.
call it now, but you're
Yeah.
like a
All in
little
one.
suite
a
kind
little
of thing.
suite
Yes.
with your own suite.
No.
And then you get up in the morning and you go and have your breakfast, which is...
And then you're like knocking on the door and like the Queen's in the bathroom. Like,
oh, yeah, let me in.
would you hurry up?
You've had your time.
And then you come back and you've got a maid looking after you.
Oh,
They've
oh.
starched all your whites and
So
everything.
who's looking after the maid then?
Well, I have no idea because I never got to...
So you were high enough up that you had your
Yeah,
own staff.
yeah.
Extraordinary.
Okay, so when you would get, say, something delivered from Amazon or something like that, what was your address? Was it Buckingham Palace?
We weren't allowed to have things delivered.
So you weren't. So where would you
No.
get your mail and stuff? So
Well,
PO
you just
box.
wouldn't. You just wouldn't. I mean, I was
just
in
don't
my
get
early
any mail.
20s.
Yes.
and,
You
you know,
just didn't need mail.
Well, I didn't need it. We didn't have phones really then either.
Yeah, sure.
But if it had been now, we would have had them took off us. We weren't allowed to take anything in.
Oh.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed cameras.
Yeah, so you're stripping
And
your
we
life
went
back
through,
in order
we
to
went
do it.
through security in
Yeah.
and out all the time. So
What year are
you
we
know,
talking about?
We're talking 2000 because I was there when it was the Queen Mother's 100th birthday.
Yeah, right.
And she had her party at Windsor Castle.
Yes.
And they tend to spend a lot of their time there, especially the Queen Mum loved
Yes.
it. So obviously when you're watching something on TV, most of the events are at Windsor Castle because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
love it. And I know they talk about Balmoral and Buckingham,
Yeah.
but Windsor's got a special place. And it's a beautiful, beautiful little town.
Ready to put your pool floaties to work?
Start planning the ultimate summer getaway with whatif.com. Find hotels and holiday rentals plus family-friendly resorts.
Just jump on the What If app. What if it's Aussie for travel?
Yeah,
So
right.
can you cruise around the town, or is there specific times where you
Like a
you're not allowed to
curfew.
go in there, all that kind of stuff, and around the grounds itself of Windsor Castle? What's that like?
So I
you
was
have a pool?
working. No.
Yeah.
It's
You
too
just-
cold in the UK.
Were you working
to go in
7
the-
days a week? Like-
Yes.
yeah, right.
Yeah, and it was split shifts, and because I was the youngest, I got all the what they
All
would
the crappy
say.
jobs, yeah.
But it wasn't.
Yeah, yeah,
it really
yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, so you just-
Polishing fruit might have been a
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of the
So you
crappy
just
jobs.
literally wake and bake.
Polish my fruit.
Yeah, yeah.
Wake, bake,
Yeah.
go back to bed.
Yeah, but then you would have, you know, you weren't working till really late at night. If there was a function, you would. So you'd be done by 6 o'clock.
Yes.
So you can go into the town.
Yeah.
But
Couple
you just
of pints
didn't. You
at the
didn't.
local?
You can. It wasn't an issue as long
Yes.
as you don't come back rolling drunk. And
Yeah, sure.
everything.
And like when the Queen was in Balmoral, did you have to work as hard? Or I know there's a lot of sort of extraneous royals that lived at Windsor
There is,
Castle as
and
well.
yeah, there's knights and all sorts. You know, there's at Windsor Castle itself. When you go down towards the entrance or the exit, there's small little houses, and that's where the knights live.
Yes.
So they're people that have been knighted that I don't know their background because it's
Yeah.
all.
But they're looked
they-
Are
after.
they
They
lesser of a
have-
royal more demanding of you, or
no.
no? Okay,
No.
right.
So there's always people there.
Yes. So you didn't get a break. So
No.
it's pretty much 7 days a week,
It was. And
52 weeks a year.
Yeah. So when the royals are there, it's more demanding.
Yes.
But it wasn't. Look, it wasn't as hard as when I worked at the Berkeley in London. That was
Right.
a hotel.
Really?
That was hard.
Yeah, okay.
That's hard work.
It was hard work in France. Working for the royals was like you're in this surreal environment.
Yeah,
you know?
right. And I
Yeah.
guess that there were more staff to support you as well. Yeah.
In the pastry kitchen, there was only 3 of us.
Yeah.
In the main kitchen, there was about 15.
Yeah.
You know.
So when
Did
it's
you have
just
to do the dishes?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. do
Okay,
it.
so when it's just when
That
it's
is
just-
the best.
You
just
don't
a-
anywhere.
Just
You
a
don't
normal
anywhere.
night, right, where there's no functions or anything there. How many people are you cooking for? Like literally, like how many people?
It could be 5.
5.
it
and,
could be
and,
5,
And how
it
many
could
people
be
be
10.
how many people be working that night?
We'd all be
Everybody.
working.
And how
You
many?
all
How
work all
big
the
was your
time.
team?
In total, 20 to 25.
Cooking for potentially
For us.
5 people.
So we would eat.
Yes.
We would be cooking for
Yes.
ourselves too.
Yeah. Oh, well,
That
that's
is
good.
brilliant.
And did you ever have a lot of contact with the actual royals? Or are they just...
Unfortunately, they won't know who I am.
Yeah, right.
I didn't have PJ nights with Liz.
Yeah, right.
And I'd love that. I'd have loved to have done that.
Yeah, yeah.
But no.
Gin and tonic with the Queen Mum.
Yeah. But so we would have certain royals that would come down to the kitchen.
Yes.
Sorry, the whole thing's so funny.
It is amazing, Fee. It's
just
amazing.
so
The
funny.
royals would come down to the kitchen.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, we didn't. The Queen didn't,
No.
and the Queen Mum didn't, but the 2 boys did. Charles did. King Charles should say
Yes,
now,
yes,
shouldn't
yes,
we? Philip, Prince Philip, laugh. He's awesome.
So Charles
Or
would come
was
down and be
awesome.
like, what would he come down for? Like,
He didn't really speak much.
oh,
It was more his dad that would. Yeah, I loved him.
So Prince Philip would come. Were they looking for
fantastic.
food? Like that? Just I'm a bit peckish in the middle of the night. What have you got? What's
Do you
in the
have any
fridge?
more? Mortadella in the fridge
He
or
would
anything?
come down. Oh, gosh.
sneaky mortadella
Yeah,
I
sandwich.
said this was going to be fun.
Oh, it's so weird to us. All right, so Charles is going in the kitchen. What's he doing?
Well, he's in the main kitchen
Yeah.
telling the head chef how he wants his steak.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, medium.
Yeah.
Medium.
How did you like it?
Well, from all accounts, twitching.
Oh,
Yeah, right. Yeah, just rip the
Not
horns off and wipe its
cremated.
ass.
Blue. Yeah.
Oh, Fiona, is
Yeah.
it a job that you take up knowing that you're not going to get paid as much as what you would at another place, but it's about the prestige and stuff? Is that how it
Absolutely.
works?
For the experience.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
how long did you last? Because
It was a 9-month contract, and it was about 11 months in the end. So it was a contract based.
Yes.
And then you move on. And I actually came to Perth on a holiday because I needed it at that point.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
of
going to
course.
say.
Yeah, that's what I did.
It's hard work and
Yeah,
long hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We're joined by Fiona Burton, who was the pastry chef to the Queen for a while. I know, it's quite impressive. And she lives right here in Perth.
God, we had so many questions.
I
We
know.
were excited about talking about the
Yeah.
castle and the royal family themselves and all the baking that you've been doing over the journey, which you've got in front of us at the moment, Fiona.
Yeah,
Yeah,
brought
so-
some stuff in.
Fiona's Fancies. You can now buy Fiona's stuff and hire her, can you not? Yes.
You can.
Yes. So imagine having like a little bit of a function in your place catered by a royal baker. I mean,
Amazing.
Are you kidding me? This is amazing that we've got this available in Perth now.
I know. So I make wedding cakes and, excuse me, birthday cakes and everything.
Oh,
So-
amazing.
and a lot of people don't know that I worked for the Queen.
Yes.
Okay,
So a lot of my
Fiona
customers
Burton,
don't.
Fiona's Fancies, work for the cake.
Hey,
Queen.
Fiona, where are you based?
In Doysville.
Okay.
So Andra.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
No worries. Come down and do you do a blue manna cake?
Do whatever you want.
So we've got a few things to try here. I think we might start with the scones because you used to make
I did.
these for
The Queen Mum.
the Queen Mum.
So she was a big fan of a good scone.
Yeah, and that they were in the morning the first thing I would be doing.
Straight away, you had to make
Straight
scone
away,
every
yeah.
day.
Fresh scones every day.
So would she have those for morning tea? Or
Breakfast.
She had scones for breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God,
Lived to
that is
what,
my
103 or
dream.
something, so
That is
there's-
my dream.
What's the secret to a good scone?
There's four things. There's
What?
4 secrets to a scone,
Okay.
right? So it's how you mix it.
Yes.
It's how you rest it. It's how you put your egg wash on it. And it's how you bake it. So most people will just say, oh, it's just one thing. It's actually 4 things to make that perfect scone.
What did the Queen have on her scone? Oh, the Queen Mother have on her scones?
Not cream in the morning.
No.
So it was mainly butter.
Yeah.
And we used to whip the butter. And I left it. I'm sorry, I forgot your whipped butter. But anyway.
Oh, yeah,
Don't worry, I'm going to mark you
Next
down.
time.
Next one. Out you go, buddy.
Oh, let's try this.
Jams,
They're
fresh
very
jams.
tasty. The jam's beautiful.
And lots of fresh
nice.
fruit. So that would
Yeah.
be, and iced tea and cream coffee. That's what was my job to then give to the maids.
Amazing.
Fiona, and everything,
glad.
the jams and all the marmalade stuff and all the rest of it, handcrafted.
Handcrafted. And the fruits, apart from the strawberries that went into these jams, but the fruits, like I've done a kumquat marmalade. There's a mayo lemon and lavender jam sauce there. There's chutney, there's hot sauces. But the actual kumquats or the lemons are from my garden.
Oh, gorgeous.
So a lot of the stuff that I use is what I'm using.
you grow.
in the garden.
I
Or
imagine
my
that happened
beautiful
at-
neighbours that give me.
that
I
happened at
love
Windsor
that.
Castle as well. They would have had lovely kitchen gardens and things, wouldn't they?
Beautiful. And the fruit, I don't think I've ever been
Yeah.
anywhere in the world that's seen the fruit that came
Yeah.
into that kitchen every morning.
So what's this thing?
So that's a chewy cookie. So whilst I was there, I used to make all the little treats for the, for Harry and everything, the kids,
Oh, yeah, for their lunch boxes.
I don't think so, and I nearly repeated that. But afternoon tea, so I started to develop chewy cookies. Now, you're talking 20 years ago that I was developing a chewy cookie that most people can find at Subway.
I cannot
Now, you can't
with
do
this.
your diet.
Now, the secret to this is it's 240% butter, right? That's the secret.
Absolutely.
With some sugar, yeah.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And we warmed it up.
You did
So that-
warm it
Yeah,
up,
that's
yeah.
the
Harry,
secret.
what do you? Is that not? You can
Is that
buy.
the
You
bomb?
can buy these from you.
You can buy them, yeah. So I do the bigger ones,
Yep.
bigger chewy cookies. But a couple of days ago, I thought these are just so yum when they're warm, and I love ice cream. I'm
Yes.
addicted to ice cream.
Yes.
So I made them, and now I'm calling them chewy cookie toppers.
Yeah, right.
So that you can warm them up and you
That
have them with your
is
ice cream.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. What's this?
Fiona,
What's
we've got
happening
another
here?
chocolate
chocolate
tart.
tart.
Number. What's
So
that?
the chocolate tart is something that I made a lot there. and it's really, really rich. That's why I've done little tarts for you today.
Yep.
And they need to be eaten at room temperature. So,
Okay, so
yeah.
I've just waved it around the room.
Yeah.
Got the temperature.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
a little, yeah.
So is that some sort of chocolate ganache filling or
It
something?
is,
Oh,
it is.
good.
But it's
Jesus.
a 70%.
Yeah. I love
Okay,
dark chocolate, so
yeah.
I'm on board.
So
it's beautiful.
It
Put
is.
cream on it.
But
I got
that's it. That's why I brought the
Do you wanna
cream
put
as
cream
well.
on it?
Yeah.
So you can do it with
Drop
milk
cream on
chocolate. You could
Okay,
do it with a
yeah.
white chocolate. White chocolate for me, there's too much sugar in it. I love dark chocolate, but that's why you get a small amount because it is quite rich.
Hey, Fiona.
Yes.
When you're at home, you've made all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you have this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Do I look like I don't eat?
What's for dinner, mate?
wish.
Scones again. Shit.
Can you cook savoury food well?
Look, I can cook, but not as good as I do sweet. So
Yeah.
everything I do is sweet. I leave the savoury to my husband. He can
That's
do that.
so funny.
Oh, yeah.
That you're such an amazing baker, and yet when
I've
it
got
comes to
no
serving, like,
interest.
nah, no thank. Not
Nah.
even a quiche.
Oh, yeah, I
You'll
do
make the
quiches.
pastry.
Yeah, I make the kit. But my husband's the best at making quiches.
That's so
Is he?
funny.
He's a baker by trade.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you kidding
Oh,
me?
no. We're a family
Everybody
of
must want to
bakers.
come to your house
Oh, like,
all the
Yeah,
time.
you do.
Yeah, I'm
when
not
you've
surprised.
got, like, do you have family over here?
I have a brother in Brisbane and he's a chef.
Okay, so when you go around to your friends' houses and they say, "Oh, do they always say, can you bring something?"
Yeah. And do you know the best friends are the ones that go, don't bring anything, Fiona? Because I do this all the time
yeah.
and I don't want to. Come and you make me a cake. No one wants to make me a cake.
No, of course
I
they
bet.
don't. It's too
Gosh,
imposing.
yeah.
Your standards are so high because you're
But
so good.
But it is in my business.
Yes.
Of course it is. It's
Yes.
this way, nowhere, and I am quite strict on the quality.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But when I go to someone's house
You
and
don't
they
care.
no,
If
because
it's a lopsided, lumpy chocolate
I've-
cake, you don't care.
the love that they have made that for me,
If it's a,
I don't
if it's a
care.
packet cake, do you care?
Yes.
She has her limits,
That's
everybody.
disgraceful.
Oh, Betty Crocker's putting her fingers under you.
Well, she probably is. Pre-mix is not.
No.
All right, everybody. Fiona's Fancies. You can check her out on Instagram.
Yep.
Yes. You got a website as well.
Yeah,
go-
Fiona's Fancies.online.com.au
Yep.
is that
Thank you.
website.
you can do catering. Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
anything sweet.
You can buy all these products
Yeah,
on there,
you
and
can.
also wedding cakes, birthday
cakes,
cakes, all that
everything.
sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Fiona.
A
Royal
lot.
Baker lives here in Perth.
It's been a joy to meet you, Fiona, and
It's been
thank
a
you for
joy
asking
to
all
meet
our
you.
completely stupid questions about working in the palace.
Thank you so much. Can I just do a quick shout out?
Yeah,
Sure.
of course.
So I have a little girl called Eloise and she's 7 and she gets super excited and she heard you guys with the cat food or something
Oh, we said,
yesterday.
wonder what you serve to a woman like the Queen at their age, and we thought cat food on crackers.
Yeah, and that's what you nearly got today.
Hello, Eloise. Your mum's a legend,
so I
Eloise.
just want to say, hi, Eloise. Look, I'm here. I'm here with these fabulous people.
Look what your mum's done. Your mum's so special.
Hey, by the way, Eloise, we're not special. She's worked for the Queen.
Oh,
Come
don't,
on.
no. But I want to thank her because she's awesome and she's the one out there who will just take business cards and I've not given them to her
Yeah,
and she
right.
hands them out and she tells me all the time that I am the best. I am better than anyone.
Oh, she's your marketing department.
Yeah, she is. And she's just, she's my biggest fan.
Yeah.
And I love her. And,
Well-
and have a great day at school.
If my
Thank
mum
you,
cooked
Fiona,
like
that's
you,
awesome.
I'd be her biggest fan as
Oh,
well.
my
That's
God.
amazing.
Oh, we should put you in a carrot cake off with my mum. My mum apparently makes a famous carrot cake. She's only made one.
No one's ever tasted it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Fiona. You're a
Thank
joy.
you. Thank you.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Okay, so I came in with a bit of a mystery to work yesterday morning, and I told you guys about it.
Oh,
Yes.
that rash.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're opening up, mate.
Sean had a really good look at it too.
I did.
So I was leaving for work super early in the morning. It was probably just before 4:20, right,
Yep.
a.m. And I walked down the stairs of my apartment block, and then straight out of the glass doors, I see a bike lying there. And sort of looked like it'd just been thrown down on the ground. And then I was like, wait there, that's a bit weird because I don't ever see a bike there. But yeah, there are a few people in my building
That
that
have
actually
bikes.
are cyclists and
Yeah.
they go, and they get up early. But this one I hadn't seen. So then I walked, then I went through the side gate down to into the car park area. And as I've gone in there, I've noticed that one of the storeroom doors is open for for a person's apartment, like so their storeroom. So then I've sort of walked along, and then I'm suddenly going, wait there, is is that person getting their bike out of there? And is this a crime? Has someone been broken
Yeah,
into?
but you would also think that that's about the time that people do go cycling
for a ride
before work.
So I sort of walked over a little bit to the storeroom to have a look in there because the light was off.
See anything good?
No. And then I was just like, well, I saw a suitcase in there.
Didn't
and
appear to have been rifled through. Or
No.
anything?
And I was like, okay. And then just something that was a little bit sus about it. So then I just sat in my car for a little bit, and then because I yelled out and no one's there, so I sat in my car for a little bit and just sort of waited, and then I thought, no, okay, someone's obviously gone upstairs.
Yes.
Gone back upstairs.
They'll be back down. They're getting their water bottle.
So I came to work and I told you guys about it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you ran over the bike on the way out.
Of course I did. And I said, well, I don't know if I was, I don't know if there was a crime this morning.
No.
Anyway, so then I get back home yesterday and
Super sleuth Nathan.
Yeah, Marnie,
He's
we all get in on this stuff. So Marnie, my neighbour, she messaged me a picture of the bike when she got up in the morning and it was still lying in the same position. I went, okay, this is a bit sus.
Oh, it's unconscious.
Yeah, I know. It's got to be revived. So then when I get home, Marnie's wheeled it into the car park area to put it behind a locked gate.
Yes.
And then I've noticed that the storeroom was still open.
Oh, okay.
So then I've gone, okay, this probably doesn't look right. I've walked over to the storeroom, had a proper look in there, and once again, it didn't look like it was rifled through. So then I've gone, wait there. Then I don't know what's happened here. I reckon that maybe I've disturbed a thief and they've taken off before they've gotten away with this person's bike. So I've wheeled the bike over to the storeroom, haven't put it in there, just closed the storeroom door and then put the bike in front. And then I've gone back upstairs, knocked on the door of the apartment. They weren't there, left a note saying what had happened. In the afternoon, they got home and the young girl that lives there knocks on my door and she goes, oh, my God, thank you so much for leaving the note. And I said, were you broken into? And she goes, yeah, I was. I'm actually going away this week and I went downstairs to get my suitcase and I forgot to lock my storeroom door.
Right. So an opportunist has found that the door was unlocked or open?
Unlocked.
Right. So they would have had to get in to check.
Yep. So they would have just... Yep.
So that's behind the security door, though.
Yeah,
right. So they had to break in.
Yeah, so they had to jump our gate and then go over to the storeroom. So they've opened it up, of course. And then I said, well, at least they didn't get away with your bike. And then she goes, that's not my bike. And I said, wait, what are you talking about? She goes, they did take a bike. I got given a bike as a gift.
So they arrived on a bike.
She got given a bike as a gift just recently. And they end up taking her bike, but they left her their bike.
So somebody that arrived on a bike, for starters.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
the only thing they took was
a bike.
They already had a bike.
And they left her the bike.
Left her the slightly worse bike.
So they took a bike.
Took a new bike.
And left a bike.
But you can see the bike, the bike that you've shown me, right? It's in pretty good nick.
Yes.
But you know straight away when I see a bike like that, I go, yeah, this is a cheap bike, right?
Big
This
W,
is not-
$139.
Right.
Okay, you've checked it out already.
Yeah.
So they've seen this bike. They can't take anything else of value, and they've seen the other. Oh, upgrade.
Yeah.
Done here.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it's terrible, and a crime has been happened, and the police have been called. But in the scheme of things, taking a bike and leaving a bike, that's actually quite nice, isn't it?
It's not bad.
I remember.
Because you haven't completely robbed the
Yeah,
person.
really. You just go, well, you know what? I
It's an
like
exchange
your thing
program.
more. Here's my thing.
Maybe you like my thing more than
Yeah.
A buy
Who knows?
sell situation.
Who knows?
Many years ago, when I still worked as a carer, I had a patient come in on a Saturday morning, and she was like a bit flustered, and I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And she said, "Oh, this morning I realised as I came out of my house," she said she lived in an apartment, like a unit, part of a bigger complex, and on the veranda of her unit, she had a couch where she used to like to sit out and have a bit of a drink with friends and whatever.
Yeah.
And when she left the house, and the couch had been made by her dad, that was kind of an important thing. So he'd slaved her, made her this couch, and when she walked out, the couch was gone, and in its place was a bookcase. So somebody had a bookcase that was walking past. And it's gone, let's swap this for a couch.
See, that's too confusing. A bike for a bike
makes sense.
I think that's fair.
But who's just
a couch
walking
for
around with a
bookcase?
bookcase?
No.
It's not equal.
It makes more sense just to take the couch and not leave anything. It's more puzzling to leave something in that case, don't you reckon?
It's funny. They're walking down the street with the bookcase. They go,
hey, let's put this.
maybe they're saying,
take
that's
that
too
couch.
heavy. This couch.
Maybe they'll take the bookcase
Much
home and they
easier.
went, you know what? We should get that couch. Yeah, that would be better to sit on.
Yeah, all their books are on the floor now, though, aren't they?
Actually, you're right, guys. We thought about this wrong.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Sometimes thefts can be puzzling because the thief takes something but leaves something in its place.
Yes, happened to my place yesterday when someone stole one of my neighbour's bikes, but left in its place a bike.
Slightly older bike.
Left in its place.
A lesser
bike.
bike.
Lesser
So
example.
that person just thinks they traded up, essentially.
I know.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Janelle, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Janelle.
Great, Janelle. What happened?
A few years ago, it's probably about 5 or 6 years ago now, we had put all our Christmas decorations out the front and decided to go sort of all out with it. And we had this big inflatable Santa, which was a bit taller than me, so it's sort of adult size.
Yeah.
And one morning I was going to work and walked past it, hopped in the car, and started to go around the corner and thought, hang on a sec, something's not right. Reversed that, and the big inflatable Santa was gone. And it was replaced with a big inflatable Easter bunny.
That is brilliant.
Someone is a
brilliant.
seasonal opportunist, aren't they?
Someone stole your Santa and replaced it with an Easter bunny.
I know, so we put the Easter bunny out at Easter time, hoping we'd get the Santa back.
Yes.
No, it didn't happen. That would have
That's
been
where the
hilarious.
shot. But what amazes me about that is they took the time to blow the Easter bunny up for
I
you.
really
Yeah.
like it.
That's- yeah.
You know
Right.
what? I'm going to say I think that's a fair swap.
Yes.
I think so
It's like
too.
for like.
The
really,
couch
isn't
for
it?
the bookcase, no.
No. Yes.
But a Santa for an Easter bunny, yes.
Yes, thanks, Janelle. Amanda's in Bennett Springs. Hello.
Hello, how you going?
Hey,
Hey,
Amanda.
Amanda. What happened?
Hi. So it was during summertime, so my kids were little, I've got 4, and we had a big pool, and it was up at the front in the carport. We live sort of like on a lower, like a slow street.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was the middle of the night. My bedroom window's right there, wide open. They've emptied the pool, taken the pool. They would have had to go through the window and get the plugs and like the pump, everything, the extension cord,
What?
the double adapter, everything.
Yeah.
They took the whole lot. This is all while I'm asleep.
Wait, was this a
and they left-
fiberglass pool that was in the ground out the front of your house?
No,
No, an
no.
inflatable
So it
pool.
was inflatable pool. So it was about a metre and a half high.
I'm sorry, one second, Amanda. Sean,
You thought they
did
took
you
it-
think that somewhere they got a bobcat and
No, it
dug
was
up
clear. I was
a
thinking they got a crane,
fiberglass?
they put the things in there. This is...
Oh, Sean.
Did anyone else think that?
Oh, Sean.
No
Okay.
one. Nobody
one.
thought
Harry,
that.
no
Back
one
to
thought
you,
that.
Amanda.
Okay. Sorry.
But it was
sorry.
huge. So it was the one with all the poles and everything. You would have had to like carry it. It was huge. It had all these poles. It was a few metres wide,
Yeah.
and they took the whole thing and then left their backpack with fruit and a jumper.
Okay, guys, what do we think? That's not a fair swap. That's not a fair swap.
No.
First of all, what sort of
my
fruit
kids were
was it?
so upset. Bananas. My kids were so upset. But they're
Bananas.
like, oh, at least I got banana.
And
They
here's
were
like
like
a
little.
Bananas is nut. And do you eat bananas
Oh, my-
that you find in a strange backpack where your pool used to be? I
No,
don't think you do.
no, they all went in the bin. God, I was like,
No, they're in the bin.
yeah.
That's devastating, Amanda.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
Sometimes in life, a thief will take something, but then they leave something behind, and you think, well, maybe that's fair then.
It's okay. It's not a bad deal.
Yeah, but terribly, it happened to one of my neighbours yesterday morning. Someone stole her new bike, which is a gift, and that's sad. But they did leave a bike as well. I mean, granted, it was $139 from Big W.
So not the same.
But you know
But
what?
still a
Transport
bike.
is transport.
That's right.
Yeah, it is.
Nicolette, hello.
Hi, how you going?
Good,
Hi,
Nicolette.
What happened?
It actually happened twice to us. So first time, my husband and I stupidly left a pair of Nikes outside our front door, and overnight someone came and replaced our Nikes with a pair of Crocs.
I tell you
not
what,
a fair
Crocs are
swap.
bloody good, Nicolette.
Not a fair swap.
Well, I don't know. Crocs are
No,
pretty
not a
handy.
fair trade at all.
Sean, sorry, one
and then-
second. I just need to check, Sean. How
No.
many pairs of Crocs have you got, Sean?
I used to have a heap.
Bonjour.
I did.
When? We've known
When I
you
was at
for-
Freo, and Mark Harvey was like, I said, I'm never wearing these. These
You're
are
a
ridiculous. And then
liar.
Mark Harvey wore them one day, and he said, he called me a name, and he said, give them a go. And then next thing you know, I was wearing them. Luke McFarlane then bagged me out. He was wearing them next
You know what?
Like, they
You know
are
what?
so
hey,
comfy.
hey, you know that name Mark Harvey called you? I bet you I can guess what that is.
And what was the other one, Nicolette?
Our cars got broken into and got ransacked from everything, but they left behind a Velcro wallet. And in the morning, we checked the Velcro wallet, and inside was $50. I think we won out of that situation.
So but presumably, was that someone else's wallet that they'd nicked that night from another car?
I assume so, but we took it
As a gift.
compensation
Replacement.
for us
Yes.
stuff getting stolen.
Okay, one for you, one for me.
Wouldn't it be nice if thief did leave just a little bit of cash behind? You know what I mean?
Because then it's a transaction.
Yeah,
you feel
you
better
know,
about
look,
it.
I'm taking your TV, but here's $80. Oh, thank you.
That is very good.
Angie, hello.
That's good.
How you going, guys?
Yeah,
Great,
Angie.
Ange. Okay, talk to us. What happened?
God, I can't believe I got on. I've been trying for months. Anyway,
better be a good-
many years.
Oh, we've lost up. No.
No, you haven't.
Angie, go
All
for
right,
it.
take the floor, Angie.
Oh, this is going back over 30-odd years ago. I'm in the wintertime, I used to hang my sexy lingerie and all my clothes on the carport, which used to go up in the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. And not so good lingerie. Anyway, this particular night, someone took away all my sexy lingerie, which I wasn't happy about, and left me a designer, the designer Guess T-shirt.
Yes.
And at that stage, I had a lot of male friends, and I'm thinking back while I was hanging on the phone that the postie used to fancy me, so he used to just actually bring my mail to the door, the actual door, so I don't know to this day who took it.
It's the mailman. It's the mailman. He delivered with a stamp that night.
So
Someone
T-shirt.
So they took your sexy lingerie and they left you a Guess T-shirt.
Yeah, like Guess Who?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, no.
Oh, I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
got
That
it.
was
Yeah, no, I
Guess
didn't get it.
Who?
I didn't get it at the start.
I do think it was the
Yeah,
mailman
Guess
that
Who,
personally
like
put
Guess
your
Who.
mail right into your slot. I do think it would be
Yeah,
him.
so I still don't know who did up to the day, but I miss my...
Yeah, right.
I had a lot of
still stuck with
admirers in
how they got
those
the
days.
pull out that window.
Hey, Angie. How was the mailman? Was he a bit hot or not?
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah.
Did he deliver? Hello.
Yeah.
I'm not... Oh, look, I don't kiss and tell.
Yes, he did.
Good on you,
He
Ange.
did.
Thank you.
Right in the post box.
Great
Did you
stories,
get your hands
everybody.
around his postal tube? What? It's a package.
Amy grinded that
package.
one. Yeah, you could have just gone to
That's
package.
good, actually.
I could have done package. Anyway, here's for them.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Season 2 of Fisk premieres, and playing Helen Tudor Fisk, and she's the creator of it, and she
she's
is
everything.
also the Logie winner for Most Popular Actress 2022. The one and only Kitty Flanagan joins us. Good morning, Kitty.
Morning, Kitty.
Thanks so much, guys. Gee, you look good for so early in the morning.
Thank
I'm shocked.
you.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
Thank
I only just realised how early it is there.
Can I tell you,
Look at
no
you all.
one's ever said that to us in 20 years. So we're really going to play that as a promo.
We're very attractive for a bunch of bridge trolls.
People are saying Helen Tudor Fisk is the Ally McBeal of our generation.
I tell you what, she's a bit fatter than Ally McBeal. I'll tell you that.
You haven't lost anything for the second season. I was really interested to see how it'll play
Yeah.
out. And it's just as funny, just as clever, and I just love it because it's one of those things that I watched both episodes twice yesterday.
Yeah.
Good on you. We sent you a little preview.
Yes,
Yes,
you
the
did.
first
Because
two.
you just pick up on other really funny things.
Yes.
'Cause
It's the tiny little detail that I find the
Just
humour
the
in. It's so
details.
good.
Oh, well, I'm so thrilled you enjoyed it because, there was expectation this time round. With the first season, we just kind of put it out
Yes.
there and went, well,
Like it or not.
sink or swim, whatever. No one's going to know. But this time around, people are excited. It's like, oh, God, lower your expectations, everyone. I don't want to disappoint you. But, hopefully people will enjoy it.
Hey, Kitty, the other thing is you're able to, you've got like the cast, right? So you've got everyone, you've got like this stable of just great
Australian
comedians.
comedy icons is what
that
you've
just
got.
keep popping in throughout
Yeah.
the series, and obviously
Yes.
Julia Zamero and Marty to kick things off when we begin
Yeah.
with you in the first couple of episodes. But then Stephen Curry comes along; he's just about in everything. It's just amazing the people you can draw on.
Denise Scott as well.
Yeah, Scotty's in the first step tonight, and Harley Breen, another
Yes.
comedian. We've also got a new young and up-and-comer Ting Lim. Keep an eye on her. She's in the first
Oh,
step.
yeah, she is.
You'll
Oh,
see
yeah,
her
she's
again.
hard
She's
ass.
great.
Yeah, she's terrifying.
Oh, man, wasn't she great? She was really frightening. She was great. And, we've got people like Rob Sitch coming up, Deborah Kennedy. It's just, it's a cavalcade of stars this season. Glenn Robbins comes back.
Can you just
we've got
call
all
on these
sorts.
as your friends? Or do you have to call?
Do you have to go through their agents?
Yeah.
Well, I did actually text Rob Sitch because technically he's my boss on Have You Been Paying Attention.
Yes.
I texted him and
you work
said,
together on Utopia as well, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
So I texted him and said, would you consider doing a cameo for us? And I thought he'd say no. And I thought, well, you know, you don't ask, you don't get. And when he came back and said yes, I was not only so thrilled and delighted and happy, then I got really scared and went, what have I just done? Oh, no, everyone better be on their best behaviour that day. It's basically I've asked my boss to set. So,
Yes.
but it was fantastic. He was so great and so generous and, just gave us his time. And God, he was funny. He's just amazing. He's such a pro.
The thing I love
It was just
about-
really fun.
the
Colin
thing I-
Lane comes along.
Oh,
So it
really?
was just
Everyone.
The thing I love about comedies which don't have billion-dollar budgets,
Yes.
and yours obviously doesn't.
Or maybe it does.
clearly
Maybe it
does not.
I mean, when you watch a comedy that's in America, it's fully built sets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you are literally doing this from an office, aren't you?
Yeah, it's the Lithuanian Club in Melbourne. Yeah, this kooky little building in
happens?
North Melbourne.
Do you rent it or do they just lend it to you?
Yeah, we rent it and we sort of, change a bit of the stuff in there. We did a bit of building in there as well. And when we left, like the deal was we had to put it back the way we found
Yes,
it. But they came up and looked at it and they said, oh, no, we like what you've done to it. So they kept it. So the Lithuanian Club now looks like the set of Fisk.
Okay,
So we'll
that's
do like
actually
neighbours
amazing.
tours where you can go and do a tour of the set.
I would legit do that, to be honest. My question, and this does also relate to the budget, how many of those brown suits do you have?
Oh, yes.
How many of them?
Well, we made it very clear in the first season that I had three suits. I actually stated that in the first season because we wanted to be able to ruin one of them as the season went on. We did wreck one of them, but I didn't want people to say, but hang on, she wrecked her suit. So I very clearly in the first episode of season 1 said, I've got 3 of these suits, all the same.
Yes.
So,
but how many in the production? I mean, that's how many Helen has.
There's
but-
2. They
Is there,
rotate
right?
them in and out. There's
Only
2.
2?
Yeah. There were 3, but they ruined one. So
Hey, Kitty, I want to know, in real life, is Kitty a coffee person or is she a juice bar person?
Yeah.
Because that plays a significant role in the first couple of episodes.
yeah, there's a new cafe downstairs in the first ep, and Helen's very excited. And then she learns it's not really a cafe; it's a wellness bar. And as with most things in Fisk, it's just based on my own experience. I remember going into when you go to a radio station early, and you go, "Oh, great! I'm just going to grab a coffee and then go upstairs." And I walked in and went, "Right, I'm going to have a coffee." And they went, "Oh, we don't really do coffee." I went, "What do you mean you don't really do it? You either do it or you do it badly or you don't do it. Like, what is it?" They went, "No, we do juices." I just went,
my
well, you're
God.
masquerading as a cafe. Like from the outside, you look like a cafe. They should have to have it branded on the outside very clearly. We don't do coffee. Don't
I
set your
agree,
palate
sure.
and walk in here thinking you're going to get a coffee and then be offered some kind of, I don't know, juice with a booster of bee pollen.
Yes,
No, thank you.
We all know it.
So you've got the businesses. So you got the juice place, and then last season was the coffee place that refused to serve your banju, and then you've got the 7-Eleven, which you're forced to go and get the dollar coffee. Are they all locally just down from the club that you're doing the filming from? Your offices?
Well, we built the juice bar downstairs.
Ooh.
We built that ourselves, and funnily enough, there is an actual juice bar about half a dozen doors down, and they were really worried. They thought it was a real juice bar and it was trying to steal their business. I kept seeing this guy like looking in, like going,
Sizing
what's
up
going
the
on?
competition.
He's checking our board, checking on what's on
what
the
are
menu.
the names? We're going to change the names of our
I've got to say, who contributed to the brainstorming session where you came up with the names for the smoothies, kudos, because there's some rippers in there.
That was one of our favourite things. That was like a competition amongst about 3 of us, just going, what have you got, what have you got?
Yeah.
And then you'd go into all sorts of cafes and go, oh, I've got a real one. I just saw this on the board. Let's steal that one.
Yeah, great.
and of
So
course the
good.
guy that runs it, Malcolm, but not Malcolm. You got to say it like welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, Malcolm with an E. There's always something.
I just love that you're creating this whole Fisk world in that area. It's amazing.
It's real for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We had a lot of people try and come in and buy a juice.
Yes.
Like
did
because
you?
the set looked really real, and so people would come in and try and order us. Like, mate, have a look at what
We
you're
don't even
ordering.
have a blender.
You don't want one of those.
Kitty, when you're writing this and sitting down and other people are having the input, are you pissing yourself the whole time?
Well, it's me and my sister.
Yeah.
We do it together, and then when we get things like, who wants to have a go at writing a juice name,
Yeah.
we've got fantastic, a couple of comics that we kind of use for that sort of thing. But yeah, really it's just me and my sister sitting opposite a table, and mostly it's just torture. Like mostly it's us going, okay, what about this? Is this funny? Okay, what about this? Okay, not this, but something like that, but funny. That's basically our process is, okay, if it was this...
Yep.
And you look at their face and you go, but funnier, would that work? You always just have to add the caveat, but funnier? Is that okay? Okay, so we're on the right track. We just need to make it funnier.
And are you trawling the internet for stories about probate law that you could appropriate and make funny? Like probate law in its nature is not hilarious.
No, my sister's really good at getting stuff from newspapers, but we also had a really good legal consultant this time.
Yes.
And she gave us a lot of ideas for stories because we wanted to try and make it like one step removed from,
reality.
Someone's dead and it's sad. Well, no, just like, because you don't want it to always be, someone's dead and so we're all sad. So we have to kind of try and find other ways. Like in episode 2, for example, it's about someone inheriting the copyright for a play.
Yes.
And we explore that side of things rather than, let's all be sad and grieving.
Yes.
So it's about trying to, find the story, but then find a way to explore it without it depressing people. Because we did pitch the show to another network and they looked at us and just went, well, that sounds depressing. Okay.
Yeah, but funnier.
I said, not that, but funnier. That's how I do my stand-up. I finish my jokes and go, but funnier? What about if that was but funnier?
Everyone's got to jump on board with Fisk. And if you haven't watched the first season, what a gift. Because if you just watch that on iView.
It's so good.
You're going to get into it.
Kitty Flanagan, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Kitty.
much, guys. You're fantastic. Thank you very much for having me.
Cheers.
And you look great.
Hey!
Stop
The
it.
promo is going to be
You flirt.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I'm going to make a bold statement, and
Yeah.
that is people that get up at this time in the morning, we tend to hold a grudge.
Oh, bitter and vindictive. Is that what you're saying?
Why do we hold a grudge, Nath?
We're tired.
Yeah.
We're tired and we haven't got time for anyone's bullcrap.
We're just not going to put up with it.
Yeah, yeah. So I really connected with this story. Kings of Leon member Nathan Followill is in Australia right now in Sydney.
A fellow Nathan, you connected straight away, obviously.
Big stars.
Yeah.
Kings of Leon.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. He obviously loves golf. So he decided to go to one of his bucket list golf courses in Sydney. He has not named them, but it's been narrowed down to one of two very prestigious clubs.
Yep.
He was told that he could not play there unless he covered up his ink because they have a no tattoo policy. And then he said, well, wait there, I've got ink everywhere.
Yes.
And,
I'm going to be wearing...
Wear a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
You can play, otherwise no.
And so he just said, well, no. And they said, well, you cannot play. And they didn't even care that he was
So because it's a private
Kings of
club, they
Leon.
can do that. Yeah. He
Yeah.
should have just gone down one of the public courses.
Yeah, I get
Have a
it.
bit
They're
of a
pretty
sack.
hardcore at golf.
Yeah.
But this day and age, are you kidding
But it's
me?
a private
This
course.
day and age doesn't apply to golf courses.
No,
they're
man.
they're in the 1950s and they think that's progressive.
What are you talking about?
Like women can't play. A lot of these clubs, women can't play every day. They're allotted certain times
That is disgusting.
because the men get the preference.
Are
on that.
you joking?
No, I'm not. Sean, am I joking?
No,
Because the
and-
women's tea time should be including
I
Earl
think there's a
Grey
bit more to
and
it.
some biscuits.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they're playing during the day, who's doing the washing at home? That is the question that needs to be answered.
You're right, Sean. You can't have things pile up
Can't
in the
have
sink.
them clogging up the course on a Saturday
100%.
because the men like to play on a Saturday.
Well, there you
Get
go,
a grip.
Natalie. Thank you
Listen
for
to
that.
the day and age we live in. Like people have tattoos. Like it
Yeah.
isn't bloody 50 years ago.
Yeah.
I know,
And
when
as long
you've
as
got
you
the
wear
law-
the dress code, then what's on your body shouldn't
Well, because
matter.
wearing the dress code means people can see his tattoos.
So would you have to de-pierce yourself if you had, like, say, a...
Probably.
I'd imagine, 100%. If you've got a bolt
I
through your
don't
nose,
know.
they go, no
Yeah.
thanks. Take that out and you can play. Or cover your tattoos with a long sleeve shirt.
What if you got
Away you
knuckle
go.
tattoos?
What if you've got a face
Life
tattoo?
and death. Life and death.
Yeah. Oh, the old
Well, you
face
wear a
one.
glove, so that
Oh, that
covers
guy
one of
from
your
the
hands.
Rebels, he'd be in all sorts. He wouldn't be able to play.
Yeah, that's so the beast wouldn't be able to play. That's
The
for sure.
beast.
Oh, so anyway, Nathan from Kings of Leon.
Yes.
He's had it. He's got a list that he puts people on that have wronged him.
Yes.
And now this golf course is on his list.
It rhymes with bucket list.
Yes, but it starts with F.
I think everyone's got a list at some stage where they go, oh, no more. I will not go back to that joint.
Yeah, and it could be the smallest thing that will
Yeah.
set you off.
Well, we Black Band a place for 15 cents.
Oh,
So
unbelievable.
we would get coffee from a certain joint
Yep,
here in
every morning.
Every morning.
Every morning.
And it was when little Bailey, who's a little ray of sunshine,
Yep.
she would go down and get their coffees, and every single day.
Yep.
Every single day. And on this one particular occasion, she went down and they said you're 15 cents short. And it was raining.
Yep.
And Bailey went, oh, sorry. And this is over about 5 coffees.
Yep.
And then she said, and then the girl just paused, and Bailey went, oh, do you want me to go back and get the 15 cents? And the girl goes, yep.
And this girl
And it
saw
was-
Bailey every day.
Every
And
day.
it was raining.
Yep.
And it's like, well, can't I just give you the 15 cents tomorrow? No.
No. So
So we never
never
went back
again.
there again.
And now can we say that
They're
place is
closed.
closed down? I'm not saying there's a correlation.
But maybe.
There was
there's a link.
Another place in our vicinity,
Yes.
that we went out to for lunch one day, and then we spoke about it on air the next day because it had like no hat policy, and this place was pretty casual. So I talked about wait, you're not going to tell me I can't wear a hat in there. Anyway, my dad took such offence to hearing that. My dad made a declaration that I will never ever go into that restaurant. They're on my list. And I went, oh, Dad, their hearts are breaking.
Big mistake,
You
huge.
would never go in there anyway. Anyway, I didn't think it would affect them. They're closed, down.
Don't
maybe
get onto our list.
Maybe Brian's business does mean a little bit.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Look, sometimes a business or a person wrongs you so much that you say, no more, they're on my list, I will never deal with them again.
Like a prestigious golf course in Sydney has done to Nathan from Kings of Leon. Said he has to cover up his tats or he can't play. So he was like, up yours. He suggested to them that if he would like to invite the golf club bosses to the Kings of Leon concert in Sydney, they would have to get tattoos to be granted entry.
That's a
I
good
would
idea.
suggest they're not that keen.
Yeah. So though that golf course now, which is on his bucket list golf course,
Yes.
is now on his other list that rhymes with bucket.
Marissa, hello.
Good morning, guys and dolls. How are you?
Hey, good, Marissa.
Marissa, okay, is there somebody on your list?
There is. It's happened to us quite a number of times. My wife is quite masculine in her features.
Yeah.
And so we struggle with quite a couple of things, or she does, like going into the ladies' toilets. The old ladies come out and they go, this is a ladies' toilet, men's can't be in here and stuff. That's quite hurtful for her.
Yeah.
And it's not until she speaks and goes, sorry, ma'am, and they go, oh, you're a woman. But we went to get her a haircut at a barber shop. Now, she's got a definite, defined men's haircut, and they turned her away because she was a woman. And they said, sorry, we can't do her hair. They said, and if she goes to a woman's hair salon and asks for a very masculine haircut and a female hairstylist does her hair, it comes out looking very, 60s lady.
Yes, because they blend it up and all that sort of stuff.
And she has like the fade and the prickly hair, so it's been really difficult trying to find the time and to find people that specialise in women's that have those, identify with very masculine features.
Why don't they have to do it?
Identify with anything. You just
What
it doesn't matter. It's a head of hair. If
There
you
is
can-
no skin off their nose to do
Yeah.
a woman's hair.
100%.
And anyone that's in that business as a patron that complains about a woman getting her hair done there, that'll
but
be
that's-
like, that's
it's none of their
ridiculous.
business.
It's not their business.
That's ridiculous.
How many people are on your list, though, Marissa? It sounds like you've gone to a few different salons. It'd be a long list.
Oh, do you want it alphabetically or numerically?
So, Marissa, you're in the Allenbrook area, yeah?
That's correct.
All right. Anybody that is in the Allenbrook area or surrounding suburbs, if you are the owner or worker of a barber shop, that will be okay for Marissa's partner to be able to come in there and get her hair done like she should be able to. Please contact us. If we get any phone
put you
calls,
in touch.
Marissa will hook you up, all right?
Thank you so much.
That's
Marissa, that
Get
is
a help.
ridiculous.
That's
Discrimination.
outrageous.
I just don't get it.
Shelley, hello.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Hi, Shelley.
Shelley, who did you have to put on the list?
Well, look, it wasn't even really that bad, but the lawnmower man.
Yes. What did he do? How did he wrong you?
Well, he wronged my husband in a roundabout way. He came round and did our lawn, and he'd been there previously, and he said to me, oh, was that your husband that I was talking to? He said, geez, never shuts up, does he?
The lawnmower man said that about your husband.
About your husband?
Yeah. Now, my husband's nickname is Have a Chat. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Doesn't draw breath, can't stop the man talking. But I didn't need to hear it from the lawnmower.
No,
He said that bloke didn't shut up. He talks too much. So
that lawnmower man's never been back to our house.
Of course. Sounds like my dad. My dad's like that. You can't get away from him. Once he gets
Yeah,
going.
fair enough, but you know.
You don't say it to the wife and then expect the wife to go, yeah, I know. Did you tell your husband? What did he say?
He laughed. My husband's very good. He laughed it off, and he knows that he can talk the hind leg off a chair. But, no, we were both a little bit, we're paying you to come and do a service, and I don't need you to be telling me
are
that
you
he's
serious? You're speaking about my husband like that. Fair suck of the sav, Jim.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know if it was
I think,
Jim.
Shelley, my mum would go, oh, yeah, totally get what you're saying. Marlene would probably be the same.
Mum,
Oh, yeah,
my
get it.
God, take him away.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Well, the Melbourne Cup Carnival gets underway this weekend. It's going to be Derby Day, then we've got the Melbourne Cup, then we've got Oaks Day, then we've got Champions Day. It's all happening, and you'll watch every bit of it on Channel 10. And you wouldn't believe it, Eddie McGuire will be the main man. Good morning, Eddie.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, back Station of Origin, back to Channel 10, where I started as a 17-year-old. So what a way to do it, to do the Melbourne Cup Carnival coming out of COVID. So can't wait.
Channel 10. So you're going to be on this season of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here then?
It's part of the deal, isn't it?
That's it, all that. Yeah, that'll be maybe Love Island. What do you reckon?
I think
Is that them? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie, do you have a tab account? Like Shaun's, Shaun's got one that...
I give mine a hammering.
that runs on fumes.
I do have a betting account. I'm not a mad punter, but I follow the race. The main reason why I'm not so much a mad punter is because the last 20-odd years I've been president of a football or cricket club at various stages, so I'm not allowed to bet. So, and to be honest, during the footy season and everything else, I'm too busy. So around spring carnival time, I'll have a bet at the races and things like that. But yeah, of course, everyone does. It's part of the Australian lifestyle, isn't it?
Shaun, how much is...
Gamble responsibly.
Of course. How much is in your betting account right now, be honest, Shaun?
Be honest. Okay, I've got one that's got $80 in it.
Oh.
Yes, and the other one?
And the other one's got $250.
And what about the offshore account?
I'm not giving up everything
Cayman
this morning,
Islands, what
guys.
have they got?
hey, Eddie, one thing, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Channel 10. And as you said, that's where you started. We know that you were the big kahuna at 9. You've done so much on then. Where does Channel 7... Will you never cross the floor to 7 just to complete the set?
Well, exactly, yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting, actually, on Tuesday and Thursday. I'll be on here on 9 and 10 at the same time with Hot Seat on Channel 9 and the races. So I'll be giving away $1 million on one channel and hopefully 3 on the other. But at Channel 7, it's funny, it makes no sense that I didn't ever work at Channel 7 in a lot of ways because they've had the football for so long.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't ever panned out that way.
Are they your Carlton, so your arch rivals?
well, over the journey, maybe I'm their Collingwood to their Carlton, exactly. In that, I've always sort of been a bit of a stone in their shoe with the footy shows and football-related shows that have been going on while they've had the footy. But look, people like Bruce McAvaney, for example, Bruce, one of my closest friends, we actually started at Channel 10 together all those years ago.
Right.
And I just reckon in our situations, it's all very well in the media, but for the rest of us, we all work together at some stage. We all want everyone to do well, and if you're watching it and you're enjoying it, that's the name of the game.
But if you're going to live up to the Eddie Everywhere tag, you're going to have to go there at some point, Eddie. Come on.
You think so?
It's only a matter of time, right?
It's challenging anyone watches in Perth, isn't it? So,
yeah, that's true.
Get over there. Hey, what a great effort for the telethon, though, Channel 7 in Perth. That was absolutely magnificent on the weekend, and what Kerry Stokes does over there, and just amazing. So congratulations to everyone involved, for Basil Zemplis and everybody. Well done.
I know, and isn't it amazing that they raise as much as you make in a year?
Before or after tax?
Exactly.
I'm not going to bring up your Cayman Island bank account either.
No offence to the war, don't say anything.
Hey, Eddie, I think last time we actually had you in the studio a couple of years ago, I think the house burnt down at some stage.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about when I was on Millionaire, which
when you were
coincided with Eddie's house burning down and 9/11. So, yeah, it's quite a while ago.
It was a good week, that, wasn't it? Yeah.
So since you've been here and talked to Nat, has anything else happened? Because it seems to be a point.
Yeah, I figured out that was actually a jinx. That's why I don't come on the show that much. No, all going well, thank goodness. So we're really looking forward to it. I mean, I think the great thing about the Cup Carnival this weekend, or this week rather, is, we're all still coming out of COVID, aren't we? Let's be honest about it. And, to get the Melbourne Cup Carnival going again, the racing right around Australia, and Channel 7 does such a great job broadcasting that, has been just fantastic the last month. The big names of the horses, they're all running at Flemington. The last day now, which used to be sort of the state-nised day, basically, has now become Champions Day, and, 3 absolute ripping events with the biggest names in it. And, of course, you've got the other days that are time-honoured with the Derby, the Melbourne Cup, and of course, the Oaks on the Thursday. So just can't wait for it. It's going to be great to get all the fun of the fair. I think we're going to get a bit of weather on Tuesday, sadly.
Just looking at their forecast, not great.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're sort of used to that at the moment, aren't we? So,
yeah, you guys have had it. You got smashed over the East Coast this year.
Rough,
it's been ridiculous.
Yeah, it's been really hard. I mean, look, Sydney, I don't think have run on anything other than a slow 8 for the best part of the year. So we've certainly been hit by it. But it's an outdoor sport. We know that, and that's part of the great challenge of trying to find a winner is to work out who can run on the slow tracks. But having said that, I've been out of Flemington the last couple of days. You've never seen a racetrack that trains so well. So we'll have every opportunity to present for the horses to put their best foot forward.
Just big plug hole in the middle of it.
Yes.
Hey, Eddie, while we've got you, of course, in the news at the moment is all about sports and sponsorship and players questioning it. And you know what's been going on. Where do you stand on sponsorship of sport at the moment and how much people should be weighing in on the companies?
Look, it's one of these situations where we need to get to in this situation is sport and even morality evolves in life. Let's be honest about it. I mean, it's only 5 minutes ago that we had same-sex marriages that was voted in Australia. So things change as we go and develop and as a society. I think where we are with the sports is there needs to be a little bit more communication between the various organisations and within organisations now to make sure everybody's right. I'm really sad about what's happened with this because there's so many backstories in this. I mean, the netballers have been criticised heavily in recent times for not being that great in promulgating Indigenous athletes through netball. There hadn't been many. So when suddenly the girls have got right in and said, no, now that we've got somebody who's our teammate, we have to stand with them 100%. So you give that a big tick. You go, great, that's fantastic. You can see where Gina Reinhardt was coming in with what she's been able to do with swimming and other sports that sort of have been unloved by commercial support.
Yep.
And she comes in and she does everything in the right way. Clearly, there needs to be some sort of look back on things that Lang Hancock historically said, but that can all be worked out together. And if you can do that, you end up having the best possible relationship going forward where you'd have somebody like Gina Reinhardt and her organisation saying, well, here's what we are doing in the community. Here's the things that used to be that we've been able to absolutely step forward going with you. Here's what you need to do over netball. Why don't we all bring all this together and together go forward? That's the best type of sponsorship you can have. Generally, a sponsor, the organisation needs to do something to help their image. That's why they go and sponsor and spend millions of dollars. And then the sport needs the money because they always need money, and that promulgates the kids coming through and all the good things we love about sport. So it's always a slightly uneasy relationship, but if you get it to work properly and you can get 1 and 1 to equal 5, then you've got the best possible relationship. Sadly, I think what's happened is every time this happens now, it becomes a culture war or a political situation. And then once that happens, then you just have people screaming from the cheap seats and nothing ever happens. But I'd love to sit down and work through with both sides on this because I just think there would be such a great, elegant solution for everybody if everyone took a deep breath and we said, right, okay, what did we want to achieve in the first place? And I believe Gina Reinhardt's heart was absolutely rock-solid gold on that, and the girls involved in the netball, absolutely. So you've got everyone coming from the right direction, and suddenly we've stepped into the puddle. So we
that makes a lot of sense.
I'd love to see it work out.
Yeah. Well, because you've got what's happening with netball, and then you've got what's happening in cricket, and now the Dockers are being targeted for their main sponsor as well. I just wonder if if this keeps going, and there could be legitimate reasons why, but if companies that have a lot of money will be scared off putting their names forward because people are going to do a deep dive into their history and stuff like that and try and find some scandals and then pull them over the coals.
I agree with you, Nathan.
But I think, but I think, look, I commissioned a report into Indigenous relationships of Collingwood because we wanted to find out what was going on and get to a position. We knew it was going to be uncomfortable, but we didn't do it because it was a PR campaign.
Yeah.
We did it because we wanted a result. I think in these situations, if we actually take a little bit of the hysteria away from it all, you can actually get the best possible result. Yeah, mining companies, etc., they do need to stand up and commit, and some people thought there should have been a sovereign wealth fund, for example, and different things like that. I mean, so we have to find the right balance all the way through that because, you look at the budget last night, if we didn't have the mining industry at the moment, we would have been out there and area. I mean, that's just the reality of the world at the moment. Coal and iron ore is keeping Australia alive, and we have to learn how to transition in the big wide world of what's happening in the environment. That all has to happen. But if we just throw rocks and start picking scabs everywhere, you never get anywhere in these situations. Yes, these companies have to come together. There has to be a bit of understanding that there's been mistakes made in the past, and what are we going to do in the future to bring these things together, get the best possible result. It's not that hard if people aren't feeling like they're going to get their head kicked in every time they try to do something different.
Yeah, if people feel like they're part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, well, exactly. And things go wrong. That's why I have managers. You have managers because things go wrong. That's why we have police. That's why
you're talking a lot of sense, Eddie.
Yeah, well, it can be a lot of sense if we actually take the heat out of it and look for the solution and the best possible outcome.
Yes, that's it. It's solutions focused.
Now we're solutions focused.
Yeah, and I'm better than you because my idea is more radical than yours. It just becomes a bit boring with no result.
Absolutely, Eddie. Well, we really appreciate your time and your thoughts on that. Of course, we can see you on the 2022 Melbourne Cup Carnival live and free on Channel 10 and 10 Play. It begins Saturday. Can't wait, mate. Thank you.
Good on you guys, and thanks for having me on, and good luck to everyone over in Perth, and enjoy the races.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.